welcome to Two Gray Mice. On today's solo episode, we're going to be talking about the best times of year for adults to visit Disney World. Let's go! Hi, welcome to the continuing adventures of Two Gray Mice. I'm Meg.
And I'm Rob.
And we are Two Gray Mice. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I am hanging out still in my pajamas, having just finished making the mashed potatoes. Now I'm going to do a quick episode that is probably not even going to be edited before I get it out there, so please forgive any stumblings, ahs, and whatever else I managed to say. So, as you know, it's just me and Rob these days getting ready to go down to Walt Disney World, so I wanted to quickly talk about when is the best time for adults to go down to Disney World. It is a little different from when, of course, it's good time for families because families usually have to work around school schedules. And as adults, we can avoid that unless, of course, we're a teacher, and then I'm very sorry. But, so when is it too crowded? When is it all just crazy families? Now, these days, Disneyland, for anybody who's paying attention, is very often heavily adult, especially their after-hours programs. So if you're looking for a good after-hours event that's heavily adult, besides Jollywood Nights at Walt Disney World, the new, just announced after-hours parties at Disneyland Resort is the way to go. They have a Pride Night, they have Star Wars nights, they have a 90s evenings. I think I posted about it. Actually, I wrote about it in my last newsletter. So if you're interested, sign up for my newsletter. You can find out on my website, meganthemouse.com. But if we're going to Walt Disney World, when can we go so that the magic is there for us as an adult? It's a little less crowded because, let's face it, Rob and I are going down during the holidays, so it's going to be crowded. That's a choice. It's going to be magical, but we're going down at the least crowded time for holidays. When is it going to be like a good time so we can do a little more date nights? We can introduce ourselves. If you're new here, by the way, I'm Meg. I am one of Two Gray Mice. My husband, Rob, joins me every other week. I have been a travel advisor that specializes in Disney, Universal, cruises, and all-inclusives for the past 5 years, helping lots and lots of clients remove the stress of vacation planning. Vacation planning should not be stressful. Just have somebody else take care of it and enjoy the trip. So, what really is the best time for adults? What are you looking for? Shorter wait periods? No crowds? Weather? Do you hate the heat or do you hate the cold? It's Orlando, so do you hate the chill? Pricing? Which is going to be a little harder to navigate these days because they have announced that they're probably going to go to dynamic pricing, which means where now it's like seasonal pricing. It may actually change day to day. And the vibe. Are you looking for events? Are you looking for Run Disney weekends? Are you looking for festivals, holiday decor? So let's talk about all those sweet spots that adults can find at Walt Disney World. Starting at the beginning of the year, you're going to talk about late January to early February. The first one would be, if you are a runner and you do Run Disney, is Marathon Weekend. I avoid it because it's crazy pants busy. But of course, if you're a runner, that's the time to go. For me, I love to go then. Well, one, usually go because it's Rob's birthday. Two, it's one of my favorite festivals. Epcot's International Festival of the Arts is one of the shortest ones and one of my most favorite. The crowds are gone. Everybody's taken their vacations. They've taken the kids out of school for as long as they can, so they're not going to come back down right away. So that late January to early February slot, very uncrowded. The weather is beautiful. You're usually wearing long pants. At night, you might need a light jacket. The parks are still beautiful in the way they're decorated for the winter, but it's a little more calm. The only downside to the season is this is rehab season. So usually the Skyliner's down for 2 weeks or a week during this time period. Hotel pools may be closed during this time period. The water ride at Animal Kingdom is usually down during this period. Because it is one of their slower periods, very often this is when they're going to take the time to do the rehab on things that need to go down yearly to be inspected, checked, fixed, etc. The next time to go, depending on when Easter is, it all fluctuates around Easter, late April to early May. March is crazy pants between spring breaks, cheer competitions, all that stuff. It can be crazy, also depending on when Easter is. My favorite time to go, Mother's Day. That first week of May, it's getting warmer, but it's not usually sauna hot. This past year, it was sauna hot. Weather's been crazy these days with the whole climate change thing, so we can never guarantee what's going to happen. But usually late April, early May, perfect. Also, usually late April, early May, International Flower and Garden Festivals opened up at Epcot. My second favorite festival? Maybe. I don't know. It could be holidays. Or, as everybody else says, it's whatever one is next. So if you like Flower and Garden, which is just absolutely beautiful, it's the time to go. It's the next time the crowds dip between spring break and summer. It is the most moderate time to go, kind of in between everything. The crowds are a little heavier than they are in January, but they aren't as bad as they were in March or will be in June. You get great food and drink options for the whole flower and garden thing. And if you're a Universal person, also, again, depending on when Easter is, Mardi Gras. Universal, Mardi Gras. You really need to see it if you haven't seen it. Mardi Gras is wonderful at Universal. It's just fun. And if you can get yourself on a float with one of their dinner packages so you can throw beads at people, makes it even better. The next time I would go, late August and September. We've done this. It's hot. Surface of the moon hot. Surface of the sun hot. We've taken our kids down during this time period because so many schools start back up again in early August. New York schools don't start up again until after Labor Day. So that last week we've gone down, so much less crowded. We've done it in September as a couple. The crowds are significant. The pricing is one of the cheapest because it's so hot. Mickey's Very Merry, or not Very Merry. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is usually started. So if that's on your to-do list, it's a great time to go. Same thing, Universal Halloween Horror Nights is going. So if that's on your list, but it can get hot. Hot, hot, hot. Also, it's hurricane season, and it will rain sometime around 3 o'clock every afternoon. Maybe for 10 minutes, maybe all day. You never know. You can kind of go into October with this time period, depending on the year, and of course, avoid Labor Day weekend, avoid Columbus Day weekend, all that fun stuff. I would not go down past the second week of October because Halloween and stuff, people are just going down for taking the kids out. It's like we've been in school for 6 weeks. We have to go. This is when you want to do your morning parks, afternoon nap, pool time, and then go back at night. It is perfect for your night owl couples, a couple that loves your little slower mornings, the couple that enjoys an afternoon nap like I do, or an afternoon not napping like I do, depending on how you look at it. And where times of the year are concerned, that's when I like to go. The busy times of the year that as a couple we like to go, holidays, first week of December. One, Epcot's International Holiday Festivals has started, which we've talked about in the past couple of episodes, which is wonderful. It is the lowest holiday crowd you're going to find is that first maybe 10 days in December. And it's still going to be crowded. And when we did it a couple of years ago, the 5 of us, and we went to Universal as well, wonderful. Universal Holidays, fabulous. You really know how to do it. Also, their lowest crowds, but they very often have a cheer and football thing going on because it is playoff season. So keep that in mind. But for the holidays, it is the least expensive, not expensive, sorry. It is probably the least expensive too, but the least crowded time to go down to Walt Disney World. Avoid June and July. Too hot. Too many people. Just avoid it if you can. If you can't, then give me a call. There's things I can tell you and hints I can help you out with to make it the best you can possibly make it. Epcot festivals. Yes, Epcot is very adult focused. There's so many things there for the kids. It's not just for adults. But us as adults, we can truly enjoy it. Festival of the Arts is January and February. Like I said, it's one of the shortest ones. It's one of my favorite. The visual arts, the sidewalk chalk artists that are out there are amazing. The performing arts that will be there from the concerts, but even more so, the smaller acts you'll find in all the different areas. And then, of course, the Disney artists that will have booths set up and very often signing their Disney artwork. I have a BFA in theater arts. So needless to say, the International Festival of the Arts, it hits us right. It just makes me feel like I've kind of come home to a place that I love and get to experience the art that I love while I'm there. Spring, a little longer. They keep changing how long it runs, but it usually opens in March, April, depending on when they're going to open it. And it usually goes through at least June, is the Flowering Garden. Stunning. Just absolutely gorgeous. The topiaries, the garden displays, the butterfly area, amazing. Great food at all the booths, very nature-centered, usually more organic, more vegetable forward. Wonderful. It would be so easy for a couple or girls' trip, boys' trip, getting away with the friends that you've always wanted to go away with. Great time. And you get to experience all this new and different food and atmosphere while you're there. The big festival everybody knows about, and I think it was their first festival, late summer through basically like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, is Food and Wine. It's when Food and Wine obviously is the center. And they have a garden. It's not Garden Rocks because Garden Rocks is for Flower and Garden. They have bands, playing at the American Theater at night. I like Food and Wine because it's good food and wine. It's a great time to try little bits of things that I wouldn't order at a restaurant for a full meal. But if I could try it on a small plate and experience something new, I'm more likely to do it. At $6 to $10 than $34 for a plate that I take 2 bites and don't eat because I'm the world's fussiest eater. Because it's also one of my favorite times to go. It's one of the ones we hit most often. Once those kids go back to school, going back down, it's the time period that me and my sister keep trying to plan a girls' trip to go down. It would be wonderful. And we'll see. And then, of course, we have now, you should, at this point, hopefully, you should have all the knowledge of the International Festival of the Holidays because Rob and I have been talking about it, and Jollywood and all the fun stuff that happens at the holidays. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. And don't be afraid to go as an adult. I did Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party with another couple, Michelle and Dennis, who we love desperately. And we had a great time. We're doing Jollywood Nights this year, and I'm going to be meeting friends up later on during the week. It's great. And in some ways, there's so much, especially at Epcot, as adults, we can have the patience to enjoy that the kids just don't understand or want to stand there and listen to another story of Christmas or another story of Father Christmas or the Barn Santa or whoever the case may be. It's just, if you love the holidays, go that first week of December. The crowds will still be there, but a little less, so maybe you don't quite get the complete anxiety. Avoid Thanksgiving week. Avoid Christmas to New Year's. It is the busiest week of the year. And avoid spring break weeks. Remember, early March is when colleges start, and then high schools will do the week before or after Easter. So, things that you really want to avoid that many times adults think it might be a fun time to go. Run Disney weekends. They're always on slow weekends, or they're always on what used to be traditionally slow weekends for Disney. Hence why the marathon's in January. But the crowds are crazy, and the traffic becomes crazy, especially first thing in the morning when you're trying to rope drop, because they've closed the roads around Epcot and Magic Kingdom for the marathon. Or for the marathon, they've closed it around Studios, Epcot, and Magic Kingdom for the marathon. Now, it does start at 4 a.m., but that last person has time, and it takes a while. I think I got caught in it trying to get to the Contemporary to actually go on a ship tour when I was down there for my convention one year, and I didn't make it. It took me an hour and a half to get to the Contemporary Resort via Disney transportation. I didn't even want to know what I would have done in my own car because we had our own bus lanes. They actually took us to the TTT instead of Magic Kingdom because they couldn't get there. Anyway, so like I said, don't go in summer, June to early August. It's too hot. You're just going to melt. If you can, look up Run Disney weekends. They're already out there for the entire 2026 and early 27. Unless, going for a run at 4 o'clock in the morning is your thing. Don't do it. Cheer dance competition weekends, try to avoid them. Disney ESPN, the facility that they have on Walt Disney World property, has its own website and calendar where you can look up when the cheer dance competitions are so you can avoid them like the plague. So that's just a quick overview of when I think you should go. I'm hoping I'm not talking too fast. Now, what kind of person fits where? Obviously, if you're a foodie or you love wine, then go to Food and Wine. If you are I want to go on as many rides as possible, I do rope drop to close kind of couple. And if we happen to eat while we're there, great. I would go January, early February, August or September. If you want the holiday magic without too much claustrophobia, if that romance that the holidays can bring, early November, knowing that you may only have Food and Wine or no festival at all. Also, there's commonly these days, there's no festival in July and August. So that is basic Epcot. You want to go to the holiday romance crew, those people, which Rob and I are in many ways, are going to go in early November, early December, and just enjoy the spirit, the atmosphere. Rides may not be your big thing. Maybe it's one of the parties. Maybe it's just that romantic dinner. Maybe it's a cookie stroll. It's enjoying the atmosphere and the magic that Disney has at this time period. Same thing with Universal, that magic that Universal can bring. If you're talking about you want to do it as a couple, it's your first trip in a while, and you're budget conscious. You're looking at the All-Stars, whatever the case may be, late August, early September is the cheapest prices at Disney, all year round for anyone, and then select weeks in January. So you want to check out a couple of weeks, especially you have the flexibility to go. Remember, the prices are already out for, I think, all of 26. So that's what you want to look. And to be honest with you, this is, as a travel advisor, this is the hassle I'm talking about. When do we want to go? How do we want to get there? Where do we want to stay? I ask questions and I kind of figure out which one of these things you fall into. And I kind of help you steer into the direction you want, into the hotel you want, to the restaurant you want, to give you the vibe that you want from your holiday. And if you don't want to hire me or any travel advisor, because any travel advisor can do this for you, then I'm hoping that this podcast can help you out and that you subscribe. And after you subscribe, you also go to whatever you're listening to it from Spotify to Apple and you give us a 5-star review because that would be fabulous. We kind of really need them. Trying to get the word out there that we're even podcasting. So as a couple, we never rent a car. We only use Disney transportation. If we're going to also split with Universal, we Uber because it's cheaper to Uber back and forth for 2 days to Universal than to rent a car. We like to stay where transportation is easiest to where we want to go, depending on what you want to do. This time we're staying at Port Orleans because that's where I could get the best deal for me. But I love the fact that we can take a boat to Disney Springs. We can take a boat over to the French Quarter if we don't want to deal with our own boat, our own internal bus loop, and take their one stop. Disney French Quarter, one bus stop. Fabulous. May only be buses, but you never wait long, and it gets you there pretty quickly. Or you may be looking for built-in lounges, places that are a little more romantic, whether it be the Grand Floridian or just being close to them, where you can enjoy each other in the evening. Or deluxe, where Rob and I, our first time in a deluxe, we would have coffee and tea on the balcony every morning and enjoy ourselves that way and at night with a glass of wine. So, take that midday break so you can make it through the nighttime. Because the night, when the kids are little, they're so often fried by night. You want to see the nighttime spectacular. They want to see it too, but that hour beforehand, they're just fried and they're annoying or they're crying or they're complaining. Totally get it. Kids thing, overdone, anxiety, overwhelmed. As adults, we may not have that, but take the nap in the afternoon anyway so you don't get tired and you can really enjoy it. And then you can go for a stroll afterwards or go to Disney Springs for an after fireworks cocktail. Because all of these things, when it's just the two of you, whoever those two people or girls or whomever it is, when it's just adults, is open to you. So I hope this helps. Just as a quick recap, so you don't have to run back and listen to it again unless you really want to take notes. Low crowds and great weather, late January, early February. Balanced, beautiful, foodie friendly, late April to early May. Low crowds, great pricing, late August and September. Holiday magic without the complete craziness, early November and early December. Avoid peak summer, Thanksgiving week, Christmas week, and heavy event weekends, which you have to do a little action for and look around. I hope this helps you think about actually going down as an adult. It does not make you a Disney adult. You don't have to be a Disney adult. You can just enjoy Disney. I actually don't consider myself a Disney adult, but for adults, couples, honeymooners, empty nesters, girlfriends, bachelor parties, go on down, enjoy yourselves, and give me a call if you want help with the planning. Thanks. And we're Two Gray Mice. Bye. Thank you for listening to The Adventures of Two Gray Mice. We would love it if you could please leave us a rating or review wherever you listen to this podcast. For all your vacation needs at Disney, Universal, or cruise lines, please reach out to Meg at megandthemouse.com. Have a great week.